Mini yang sangat memberangsangkan. The sound. So, what is this car against? Maybe a GLA 45, but in terms of size, it feels as though this is one size larger than a GLA 45. GLA 45 is how much? It's about 380 or 400,000. And when you're buying cars at this price range, it's negligible. Right? We see a lot of GLA 45s running around, and people love them. Why? Because of its crazy performance. So this car is actually pitching itself against the same crowd. Does it have as crazy a performance as the GLA 45? In a way, yes, but that yes is only about 80%. Okay, because this one only has 306 horsepower. It's down by 80, and with the new GLA 45 coming, it's going to be down by 100. Regardless, why so many people buy the GLA 45? I think it's because of its crazy character. There's no duality about it. It's mad and it's all out. It's crazy. You're buying it for that sense of celebrating the achievement of those AMG engineers. Now, can this car be mentioned on the same breath as that? Unfortunately, not so, because this one is very, very much civil, daily, and then you have the power. Think about it as Audi's S. You know, the not quite there RS4 or RS6, but it's the S variant. It's like there's a whole lot more power. You get sportier bits of sportier suspension, but is it an all-out emblem or an all-out basically something that signifies the engineering achievements of Mini or JCW? No. At best, it's a mildly tuned. I cannot say mildly because it makes 300 horsepower. It makes that kind of sound. It makes that kind of burbles. It wants to mimic that, but you know for a fact that the reason it is being limited to 300 horsepower instead of 380 is because they're worried of the warranties. Right? We all know a forced induction 2-liter 4-cylinder engine now can easily be tuned to 400, if not 500 horsepower. But you gotta swallow the warranty claims, the chance of class action lawsuit in US, and all that nonsense. So it is a huge jump in performance from the standard Mini Coopers, and it is a huge jump in terms of price. However, can it be mentioned in the same way the GLA 45 does, or will it capture people's imagination that through troves of car enthusiasts will go out and purchase it on the get-go, like how the Renault Megane RS came, the Cup version and all that. It's not those extreme version of their road-going brothers. It's just a steroid version of their road-going brother. That's about it. If not, it's just a Countryman. Now, if I were to judge it objectively, left brain, and look at this versus a GLA 45, this wins hands down because the cabin is so much better. The design, the quality materials, the space at the back, the overall quirkiness of the car is lovely. It's nicer, a nicer place. And I'm sure, looking at the pictures of the new GLA that has surfaced, I don't think that car would capture back the same crowd as its predecessor used to. Alright, but overall the car is very comfortable, and somehow I prefer this steering wheel over the one in the Clubman. The Clubman steering wheel feels extremely dead, extremely dead. This one is alright. This one feels like a normal mini steering wheel. I mean, it's very nice steering wheel, very nice weightage, and it's nicer. I do not know why the Clubman's steering wheel acted in such a weird manner, you know, as if there's no spring back when you turn the wheel. It's almost like it just stays there on a not a big angle but a small angle. It sort of just stays there. So it's very weird sensation. Even though I prefer, in terms of form factor, I prefer the Clubman because of those quirky doors, and I'm an ex-owner of a Clubman as well. Yeah. So, Jiang, you say you like small cars, right? But this is not small at all. Right? It's a big car. Yeah, we have an achievement here. Jiang actually speaks. Okay, let's go down there. I mean, it drives well. It's quirky enough. It's just lovely. But I just kind of felt that from how the car reacts, if I put aside the horsepower, if I just put aside the numbers on the paper, right? If I put aside the horsepower, from what I can feel by driving this car, I sort of find that the in terms of a value proposition, I don't see it being that apparent in terms of day-to-day driving. I mean, if you buy a GLA 200 or 250 versus a GLA 45, miles of difference, huge difference with how the cars drive, how the cars react and all that. But this one, not really. But is it a nice car? It is. At this price, no way, man. I'm not paying 380,000 in year 2020 for a 300 horsepower car. No way. No. Manual seats. Yes, of course, this is JCW. Sport seats. Mini supposed to have manual thingamajinga, but then in the normal Clubman, they already introduced powered seats. So that defeats the whole mantra of Mini, whereby there are no powered seats. It's all mechanical, you know. It's not there. Do I need to look around the car? I'll let you look at the exterior, because the interior is largely identical with the normal Countryman, apart from the bucket seats, a little bit of trimming, and that's about it. Yeah, let's go out. Yes, that's the Mini Countryman JCW, and you wouldn't be able to tell it costs so much more than the regular one, because even regular Mini Countrymans look like that, apart from that little JCW badge. But then earlier on they launched some JCW edition, so now even non-JCWs look like JCWs, and real JCWs can't really stand out anymore. So I think Mini needs to give some good thoughts about this, because it just looks identical from its normal variant, right? So the Mini Clubman JCW and the Countryman JCW, one is priced at 360,000, this one is priced at 380,000. They make about 300 horsepower, which puts them directly on the target of the A35 AMG, which actually was recently introduced in the new generation. And the A35 is 350,000. So I mean, let's put it this way: all of them are not worth it, right? From what you're getting and the performance that you're getting, from the price that you're paying. But if you were to see the A35 as what the segment is, then perhaps this is worth it by now. See, there's a clear difference. It's not just the horsepower. There's a clear difference between cars like these, let's say 360 or 380,000, versus cars like the Civic Type R. Alright, the Civic Type R, yes, it's also 300 horsepower. Yes, it was priced at 320,000, but that is a track machine. That is an extreme version of what the engineers were capable of with the Civic platform, right? You can tell that car goes all out in terms of trying to achieve what the engineers wanted to. As for the A45, same goes. The A45 was an extreme version of what that platform was able to do, or what AMG engineers were able to squeeze out of that engine. But these, to me, they are more or less like the S version of Audis. You know, you get a bump of horsepower, you get some special trimmings, and that's about it. You get some nice looking hugging JCW seats, you get a bump in horsepower, the interior largely stays the same, you get some Harman Kardon speakers, lovely steering wheel, which the normal Mini has a lovely steering wheel anyway, and this one has some nubuck trimming, and of course the seats goes to the back as well, and that's about it. So if you were to ask me whether do I recommend, no man. If you want the A45, just go all out. Don't stop in the middle and get the A35. Right, it's just this thing, I love this. This one, only from the Mini Countryman. Lovely. Then you can sit here and gaze at the stars. Alright. See, if it is an extreme version, shouldn't these things be taken out? You know, lightweight and all that. People, enthusiasts like to see that. Alright, so I'm sorry. It's a lovely car. By all means, it's a lovely car, but then just buy the normal variant. Seriously, just buy the normal one. It's lovely to drive as well. It's lovely to look at. There isn't that big of a difference in terms of how they look from the outside. It's not like this one comes with white body and all the crazy bits, right? Yeah, that's my verdict on these JCWs. I love them. Lovely to drive, lovely power, lovely sound, lovely exhaust, lovely everything. But the standard ones are just as good. Slightly slower. Same character. Basically, they have the same character, just that one is a little bit more in terms of power, and that's about it. Yeah. Again, I'm going to repeat that. Unlike the A-Class going into A45 or GLA going into GLA 45, those are basically what you call Jekyll and Hyde. This is not. Alright? Yeah, that's a very short review, but yeah. Cheers, guys.